Saudi Arabia and Thailand have restored diplomatic relations after 33 years after the blue diamond was stolen. Thailand and Saudi Arabia have become friends again after almost 33 years. Diplomatic relations between the two countries were severed in 1989 following the theft of a blue diamond and a series of murders. An important development has taken place this week. On Friday, Thailand's Prime Minister met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Bangkok, signing agreements to expand diplomatic ties that were restored this year. The two leaders presided over a ceremony to sign 5 agreements, pledging to increase trade and investment between the two countries, promote tourism and deepen cooperation in the energy sector. Thailand hopes that improving its relations with Saudi Arabia can give it an economic boost. Saudi Arabia's expansion of its diplomatic reach follows international condemnation over the 2018 killing of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Saudi Arabia and Thailand have fully restored diplomatic relations after 3 decades. Remember that diplomatic relations between the two countries were cancelled in 1989 when a citizen of Thailand stole the famous blue diamond, worth $20 million from a Saudi prince. According to BBC Persian, this restoration in diplomatic relations has taken place in the context of the recent visit of Thai Prime Minister Prayuth Chan to Saudi Arabia. During his visit, the Thai Prime Minister also met Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and on this occasion it was agreed to promote economic and trade relations between the two countries. The story of the theft of the blue diamond and the multiple blind murders during the investigation is presented below. The theft of precious jewels from a Saudi palace in 1989 triggered a series of murders and a diplomatic crisis that lasted nearly 3 decades. Now, in a rare interview, the man involved in the theft is telling his story. The Saudi prince and his wife were on vacation for 3 months and the thief knew that this was the perfect time to do this. Kriongkrai Tekamong was taking a big risk. In Saudi Arabia, theft may be punishable by amputation, but Kriongkrai was no ordinary thief. His eyes were on the dozens of precious gems and jewels owned by his owner, Prince Faisal, the eldest son of the Saudi Emperor Fahd. Being a scavenger, Kriongkrai was familiar with the secrets of Prince Faisal's palace and learned that 3 of the 4 safes in which Prince Faisal's jewels were kept were routinely left unlocked. It was an opportunity that could not be missed. The Kriongkrai were burdened with debt and this was a golden opportunity to get out of the restrictive country in which they could no longer live. One evening he contrived an excuse to stay in the palace after dark. They waited until the other crew members left. After that, they sneaked into the prince's bedroom. He picked up some jewels and stuck them to his body with tape. After that, he also placed several gems in his cleaning supplies, including vacuum cleaner bags. By the end of this operation, they had stolen 30 kilos, 66 pounds, of goods, which at that time were worth around $2 million. Saudi authorities later said that the stolen goods included several gold watches and several rubies. That night, Kriongkrai hid the loot in several places in the palace where he knew it would not be found. Over the course of a month thereafter, they hid the gems by transferring them in cargo that they were sending home to Thailand. By the time the theft was discovered, Kriongkrai had fled to his home country of Thailand and his belongings had left a few days before him. But the thief now had another challenge, that of getting the stolen goods through Thai customs. All imported goods had to be checked upon entry into the country, but since he knew Thai authorities would never say no to bribes, Kriongkrai put money in an envelope with a note attached to it. In the note, he wrote that his luggage contained obscene material and that he would like it not to be searched. Their plan worked, but Kriongkrai could not escape justice for long. In January 1990, he was arrested at his home in the northern province of Lampang in Thailand after the Saudi authorities tipped off the Thai authorities. The jewels, some of which he had sold and some of which he had, were soon recovered. But during his recovery and his transfer back to Riyadh, another crime was committed. Saudi officials said about 80% were still rare, while many of the recovered gems were counterfeit. Then some photos emerged of the wife of a senior Thai official wearing a necklace very similar to the missing one. But the one item that caused the most concern was a 50-carat blue diamond the size of an egg. Only 1 in 10,000 diamonds has an unusual color, and even fewer of them are blue, making them among the rarest and most valuable gems in the world. Their distinctive color is due to a small amount of the element boron in them, which was present when diamonds were formed 600 kilometers deep in the Earth's crust. Most of the blue diamonds in the world today are mined from the Cullinan mine near Pretoria in South Africa, but the origin of the Saudi blue diamond is unknown and there are no photographs. The case should have been over after nearly 3 years of Kriyonkri's imprisonment and Saudi Arabia's denial of the missing gems, particularly the blue diamond, but instead the investigation took a bloody turn. In early February 1990, 2 officials from the visa section of the Saudi embassy in Bangkok were on their way to their compound in the Thai capital. About half a mile from their destination, their vehicle was attacked by armed men and both officers were killed. Meanwhile, an armed man entered the apartment of an associate of the 2 officers and shot him. A few weeks later, Saudi businessman Mohammed al-Wali was sent to Bangkok to investigate the missing goods. But they were also targeted. He was kidnapped and his body has not been found till date. It is believed that they were also killed. Many theories have been put forward about all these deaths. According to a 2010 diplomatic memo written by the Deputy Chief of Diplomatic Staff at the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok and later published by WikiLeaks, the 3 diplomats were, almost certainly, killed by the Shiite Muslim militant group Hezbollah. It was a part of the Saudi conflict. But one Saudi official in particular was adamant about who might be behind them. Mohammed Saeed Khoja, a diplomat with 35 years of experience, was sent to Bangkok shortly after the theft to oversee the investigation. He was only supposed to stay in Thailand for 3 months, but he stayed there for many years. Technically, he was not an ambassador, but a rank below him, Nazim ul-Amur. This was because Saudi Arabia had downgraded its diplomatic relations with Thailand after the thefts and killings. With this move, the number of Thai workforce in Saudi Arabia was reduced from 200,000 to only 15,000. This was reportedly costing the Thai economy billions of dollars every year as it was heavily dependent on foreign exchange. The hard-nosed Khoja would give press interviews with his Smith & Wesson gun on his desk and insist that the Thai police were constantly after him. His interviews, which were published on the front page of Thai newspapers, were unremarkable for any diplomat. They openly accused the Thai police of stealing the recovered jewels and killing Saudi officials to cover up their embezzlement. He said that these Saudi officials were killed because they had access to important information about the theft. The officer in charge of investigating the killings of the diplomats was formally charged with the disappearance of Mohammed al-Rawili, but the charges were later withdrawn. In an interview with the New York Times in September 1994, Khoja said, "The police are more powerful here than the government. I am a Muslim and I am staying here because I think I am fighting the devils." It was just one of several interviews he gave that month, and it was given shortly after another burglary-related murder.